Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, we'll be exploring how individuals across the schizoid spectrum adapt to the environments they experience. We will look at how these adaptations develop and also how similar traits can emerge through different pathways. Some adaptations may emerge early in development, whilst others may develop later on with life experiences. I'm going to be going through each of the boxes according to colour and adding some context as we go so that you can get a clearer idea of how adaptation plays a role in the schizoid lived experience. Starting with the pink box. This focuses on trauma-based adaptations. These develop after harmful experiences, reduce vulnerability and exposure, and aim to prevent repeated distress. This is pointing at the fact that with trauma-based adaptations, they develop after harmful, overwhelming, or repeatedly difficult experiences. So this could be linked to abuse, bullying, or other negative life experiences that impact a person deeply. A person may learn that showing vulnerability leads to negative consequences, and they might discover that keeping themselves private feels safer. Over time, this can create patterns such as increased self-reliance, emotional distance, reduced disclosure, and these adaptations that often begin as a practical way of managing difficult circumstances can go on to become a part of everyday functioning. This is stemming from protection and a need to keep oneself safe. We'll now go over to the green box, environmental adaptations. So in this situation, a person would learn what works over time, adjust to external expectations, and it would serve to improve everyday functioning. Not all adaptations occur because something harmful has occurred. Some people simply learn what works best for them. An inward-orientated person may discover that they think more clearly when they're alone. They may realize that they function better with fewer interruptions, less social demand, and more time to process. Over time, they naturally organize their life around these observations, and then the adaptation develops because it improves their functioning rather than because they're trying to protect themselves from something harmful. Next, we'll go to the blue box, social adaptations. These function with role-based interaction, selective participation, and managing social demands. Many people across the schizoid spectrum learn ways of participating socially without becoming overwhelmed by social expectations. So for example, a person may find it easier to interact through roles that provide structure and predictability. This can include work roles, professional identities, hobbies, or shared interests. In this situation, conversation becomes easier when expectations are clear, and rather than avoiding people entirely, the adaptation involves finding forms of interaction that are both manageable and sustainable. We'll go over to the yellow box now. Emotional adaptations. These influence increased self-reliance, internal processing, and they reduce emotional exposure. Similar to other adaptations, emotional adaptations involve becoming increasingly self-reliant, and they're linked to self-reliance and often self-preservation as well. So instead of looking outward and relying on other people to assist in emotional processing, a person may learn to process their experiences internally. This means that difficult situations are thought through internally, privately, and although support may be valued, there's often less reliance on turning to others to help with emotional regulation. And over time, internal processing becomes a preferred way of managing emotional life. Now we'll go over to the purple box. Different adaptive pathways. So, similar traits may have different origins. Adaptations may be trauma-based or non-trauma-based, and more than one pathway may be present. At the bottom of the screen is a summary. Environmental demands, adaptation develops, functioning is maintained. So this shows how adaptation can lead to functioning patterns. When viewing this slide, most people are unlikely to fit into a single box. Different adaptations often develop together over time. And so people often focus on the trait itself. However, adaptations usually develop for a reason. In life, the environment creates certain demands, and individuals discover ways of managing the pressure from those demands. The adaptations that work tend to be repeated, and with time, those adaptations may become stable parts of everyday functioning. So when we look at the adaptations that occur, the shift move and focus moves away from asking what does a trait mean. Instead, it helps us to look at why that pattern has developed and what purpose it serves. Really, understanding the pathway can be just as important as understanding the trait itself. So to sum this up, many schizoid traits can be understood as adaptations that help people function within their environment. Some adaptations develop through trauma, whilst others emerge through temperament, environmental fit, or repeated experience. The trait may look the same from the outside, but the pathway leading to it may be very different.